In the brutal heart of the African wilderness, an ancient question remains. What happens when unstoppable aggression meets an impenetrable fortress? Every instinct drives the predator forward. Every spike warns of instant death. When shelter becomes a trap, the rules of survival are violently rewritten. Even the kings of the savannah discover that armor can humble royalty. In a world built on relentless violence, who will draw the final blood? The battle lines are drawn, but the hardest truth of the wild is yet to be told. In the parched heart of the African savanna, unyielding aggression meets the ultimate biological fortress. In the parched expanse of the African savanna, two fiercely defended worlds collide. An unyielding predator meets an impenetrable wall of armor. Relentless and driven by supreme confidence, the honey badger refuses to let its quarry slip away into the earth. In the parched expanse of the African savanna, defended worlds collide. An unyielding predator. Cornered in its subterranean refuge, the porcupine has no choice but to break cover. But the pursuer is relentless. A lightning strike of aggression meets an unyielding wall of spines. The porcupine's defense is instantaneous and lethal. Stalemate in the dust. Every lateral step is calculated, a silent test of endurance and nerve. Minor wounds only feed the fury. Pain is merely a catalyst for absolute persistence. An airborne assault meets a sweeping wall of steel. Millimeters separate survival from severe trauma. As day surrenders to twilight, a much larger shadow lengthens across the plains. The rules of engagement are about to change entirely. A true apex predator enters the arena. Old rivalries are instantly eclipsed by the overwhelming presence of the king of the savannah. Driven by pure dominance, the king of the savannah delivers a powerful strike to ground his fierce rival. The lion delivers a blow meant to end the encounter instantly. Defying all logic, the badger takes the fight straight to the giant, clamping onto the lion's leg with uncompromising fury. Faced with an adversary that simply refuses to break, the king of beasts decides the cost of victory is simply too high. Unfazed by the ongoing skirmish, the massive male lion advances with overwhelming authority. A single, colossal swipe sends the fearless badger flying across the parched earth. Defying all laws of survival, the battered badger springs back up instantly, refusing to submit. In an astonishing display of sheer audacity, the small warrior clamps its jaws onto the apex predator's limb. Irritated by the relentless harassment, the lion uses its crushing weight to pin the tiny combatant. Realizing the sheer cost of the hassle, the apex predator chooses to withdraw and move on. But the danger is far from over, as inexperienced young lions set their sights on a vulnerable porcupine family. Rushing in for a reckless pounce, the young predators underestimate the lethal defenses waiting for them. With a bone-rattling shake, the mother unleashes a devastating barrier of barbed quills straight into the attacker's face. Struck deep in the muzzle, the young predator reels backward in sudden, blinding agony. Desperate to escape the torment, the lion grinds its face into the harsh earth, trying in vain to pull the spines free. Holding its ground with unflinching courage, the mother stands as an impenetrable shield for her precious offspring. Holding its broken by the lethal cost of the encounter, the pride retreats into the gathering dusk, utterly defeated. High in the acacia canopy, watchful lookouts sound shrill alarm calls to warn the entire savanna. Unbothered by the warning cries, the fearless mammal challenges the canopy with a defiant snarl.
As the sun dips below the horizon, the night shift awakens, casting silent, watchful eyes over the terrain.
Beneath the roots of ancient acacia trees, the badger unearths hidden subterranean food sources with unstoppable energy. The painful lesson lingers, leaving the pride with a permanent reminder of the porcupine's lethal defense. Undisturbed by the wider wilderness, the porcupine family relishes a quiet meal beneath the stars. In the grand theater of the wild, balance is maintained through resilience, armor, and unyielding spirit.
Roaming across the moonlit ridges, the honey badger continues its tireless patrol of its vast domain. Even the smallest insect life flees from the path of this relentless nocturnal wanderer of its vast domain. Powerful claws shred through decaying timber, unlocking a rich feast hidden within the dead wood.
In the deeper hours, other formidable scavengers patrol the shadows, avoiding needless friction.
Weaving through the dense thorn bushes, the mother leads her young safely through the labyrinth of the night. Crossing the open pan, the honey badger's acute senses scan the dark horizon for any sign of life. Venomous desert dwellers present no deterrent to an animal immune to lethal stings. With lightning speed, the badger neutralizes its venomous prey, turning a deadly threat into a quick meal. At a quiet desert puddle, the porcupine family pauses to quench their thirst beneath the starry canopy. Opportunistic jackals calculate the risks, wisely deciding that the armored family is entirely untouchable.
As the night deepens, the honey badger continues its tireless patrol across the rocky outcrops. Subterranean dwellers dive deep into their burrows to escape the oncoming predator. Nothing remains hidden from the badger's expert excavation skills in the dark. Finding refuge in a rocky alcove, the porcupine family settles down for a period of well-earned rest. As the night reaches its zenith, a temporary calm descends upon the untamed wilderness. As the first amber light of dawn breaks over the savanna, a new day awakens the wild.
Emerging from its nocturnal shelter, the honey badger prepares to face the new day's challenges. Herbivores gather across the plains to graze on the fresh, dew-soaked vegetation of morning. Basking in the early warmth, the porcupine family greets the dawn after a secure night of rest.
The wilderness renews its eternal cycle, where survival belongs to the resilient and the strong. With the morning sun climbing high, the honey badger resumes its tireless patrol across the game trails. Busy colonies labor under the morning sun, unaware of the sweeping forces moving through their habitat. Even dense insect colonies offer a rich reward for a predator that eats the sweeping forces almost anything. The porcupine mother leads her young through the tall grass in search of nutritious fallen pods.
As midday heat blankets the plains, the eternal rhythm of survival continues unbroken across the wild. As intense midday temperatures peak, even the most relentless predator seeks temporary shade from the searing heat. Across the baked landscape, avian life endures the oppressive hours in silent stillness. Deep within the cool, rocky shelter, the porcupine family waits out the blistering heat of the afternoon.
Apex predators conserve their energy during the sweltering heat, waiting for the cooler hours of dusk. The wilderness holds its breath as the afternoon sun tests the endurance of every creature.